Welcome to God's Vibes, the faith gym for faith walkers who are done playing small and ready to live fully led. I'm Juliana Page, apostolic voice, prophetic coach, and founder of Courage Co. And this space is where you train in truth, strengthen your spirit, and walk in your kingdom identity. If you're ready to grow in boldness, break through self-doubt, and become who God says you are, this is for you. Let's dive in. What is good, faith walkers? Welcome back. We're going to go into a really deep topic, which honestly, through my lived experience, I wish somebody would have given me insights into this or given me the depth of what we're going to dive into today when it comes to building things with the Lord. This specifically has to do with those that are called to marketplace ministry and how that is not different. That is not the same as being in the world, having a business just in general. When you are building business with the Lord, there's just different things that come with this. So we're going to talk today about the battle behind expansion, no matter what your expansion is, whether that's just expanding into more of who you're formed, shaped, and anointed to be, expanding with business, expanding with ministry, expanding with family, whatever it is. We're going to go through that together, but I've got a couple of exciting things that you may want to take note of so that you can be a part of these experiences. Number one, on Thursday, May 7th at 7 p.m. Central Time, we are doing the Raise Your Standards Masterclass. I have had the honor of bringing this teaching to a couple of different spaces. Most recently, this past month, I did a 3-hour training on this, and it was epic in the way the Lord always does things. So it's going to be nothing less than that. And it's very, very empowering when you feel like you are going through your life and things just aren't working anymore, or it's all becoming too much. That can feel really confusing, especially in your inner man. And a lot of times it's a call to raise our standards. And then when we get to that moment, we don't actually know that that's what's happening. And then maybe we're not trained to do that. So we're not so skilled and masterful at that. And that costs us. So we're going to talk about raising your standards and how that really does help you stop tolerating things that you should no longer tolerate, and how you just rise up into a new level of ridiculous freedom in your life. So that's something that you're going to want to be a part of, okay? It is, again, Thursday, May 7th at 7 p.m. Central Time inside Courage Co. So you can access that. If for some reason you hear this after that time, you can still get the replay for a whole month. So join us in Courage Co. for that. We do 2 trainings every single month. Nothing is ever the same. It's always very deep and revelatory, and something that you can implement in real time. So we are committed to providing a lot of high value to you. So just know that you can expect that. We also have prophetic encouragement nights and just a really beautiful time of fellowship and connection. So you're welcome to join us inside Courage Co. for that. Also, we have a fun special bonus training that we're going to do on May 21st at 7 p.m. Central Time. That happens to also be a Thursday. And this is a bonus training. This is how you can learn to metabolize pain and transform it into purpose. It's going to be a really powerful teaching. I started to figure this out as I was walking with the Lord, and it's been a game changer for me. So we're going to talk about that. I also have a special announcement that I'm going to share on that day for those that are a part of that experience. They will be the first to know. So that's entirely free. You can register for that in the show notes, okay? And then the actual, I think the following week after that, we actually also have our Kingdom Builders Night inside Courage Co. as well. So we've got some exciting things coming up. If you really do need a reset or to get really stretched or encouraged or strengthened in different areas, we've got that covered. So come be a part of those things. And yeah, let's dive into this. So the battle, which does not sound fun at all, but the battle behind expansion. Okay, this is essentially why capacity will always, always, always require greater discernment, greater sacrifice, and greater spiritual maturity. Like, we are growing with the Lord, we are moving into levels of maturity and authority and our ability to govern things and steward things well. And sometimes we think that we arrive or that at some point it's just going to get easier, but it's not that life around us gets easier and that's what changes everything. It's that we get stronger and we handle things cleaner. We handle them better, and we have the capacity and the skill to do that masterfully because we listen to the master, right? So many people, myself included, have been in this bucket. They want increase. They want influence. We've kind of created a culture where that's now the new expectation in a way. Like, people think that being an influencer is your calling. And maybe for some that is, but not always. Like being an evangelist or being somebody that spreads the good news and carries the good news and testifies of the Lord's goodness, that's always been the job. Right? Now we just have other ways of doing that. But I think sometimes we make things more shiny or more important than other things, but that's not how God sees them at all. But many people now want influence. They want visibility. They want financial breakthrough. But they are not prepared for the warfare, for the pruning, for the discernment, and for the internal transformation that is actually required to steward it well, no matter what you are called to, right? So expansion is not as it seems. It's not what you might initially anticipate or expect, because it's not just about the influence. It's not just about the opportunity. It's not just about the breakthrough. It's about becoming the kind of person who can carry the weight without collapsing under it. Because what is it worth if it's costing you, if it's like destroying you and everything that's valuable to you? It's not worth it, right? So there is a version of, I would call it religion right now, that makes breakthrough sound really glamorous, okay? Breakthrough can sound like religion, or I'm sorry, it can sound like increase, it can sound like expansion, it can sound like influence, it can sound like six figures, millions of dollars, it can sound like platforms, visibility, favor, okay? However, because that is often like glamorized or like played up, right? What is not talked about is the battle behind what real expansion is, okay? And then we feel like when we're in that battle, like we're missing it because we don't have the shiny things, okay? So there is an internal battle, there is a spiritual battle, there's a battle of discernment, there's a battle of character, and there's a battle of stewardship. Are you who you say you are? Do you really want what you want? Do you really believe what you believe? All of that has to be tried, tested, and purified. So sometimes the truth is this. Sometimes the very thing that you've prayed for, whatever that is, becomes the thing, okay, that exposes where you are still immature, where you are still insecure, where you are still not walking in your authority, where you are not free. And if you study scripture, almost every major expansion season came with warfare attached to it. I'll just give you some examples of this. Abraham, Joseph, David, Nehemiah, Esther, Paul. We can keep going, okay? Expansion revealed what was actually in them, right? This is why people will say money is a tool, it's a revealer. It will just, if you have more of it, it'll just expose more of who you are. Right? So it doesn't necessarily, it's a revealer. It exposes things, right? So I really want to just highlight today and give voice and acknowledgement to the real battle behind a breakthrough. Because some of you are already frustrated by resistance when in reality, resistance is revealing capacity. And this could be giving you a lot of good insights. But you might be missing that by having the wrong perspective about this, or by thinking it was supposed to feel different or look different, okay? So let's take a look at Abraham. Abraham for sure had the battle behind increase, okay? It says in Genesis 14:14, when Abram heard his nephew Lot had been captured, he armed and led out his trained men born in his own house, 318 men, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. He divided his forces against them by night, he and his servants, and attacked and defeated them. So here's context. Abraham is already blessed here, all right? God already gave him promises. So we think it should be well with you. You're blessed, right? Yet, expansion for Abraham here involved battle. Lot is taken. There's chaos, war, and instability. And you know what that doesn't feel like? That does not feel like blessing. So sometimes growth will force you into situations that expose whether you are actually prepared spiritually, emotionally, and mentally for the thing that you prayed for. Many people want influence, but they cannot handle criticism. Like, that would destroy their ego. It would just completely wreck them. They cannot maintain boundaries. They don't even know how to assert the boundary, okay? They cannot steward money. They cannot discern healthy partnerships, and an unhealthy partnership could destroy everything. And they cannot regulate emotions under pressure. So they have temper tantrums, they act out, it becomes disastrous. So here's what you can ask right here. What is the season that I'm in where I do feel resistance, where I do feel discomfort? What is this season revealing or exposing in me? Where am I emotionally immature? Like, the minute something doesn't go the way that I expect, what happens? The minute that this turns in a way that I didn't anticipate, what happens? When this person shows up this way and surprises me, not in a good way, what do? When I don't get my way, what happens? What pressure keeps revealing the same weak spots? Breakthrough doesn't create character. That's what we have to know. You could absolutely walk through a door, but that doesn't mean your character is intact as you walk through it. And your lack of character can get you out of that door faster than whatever got you in it. So breakthrough is only going to reveal your character. So that's why you don't want to fake it or front it. You want to actually be integrated and embody it. There's a difference, okay? Now, not every door is God, and we have to know that. So there's a battle of discernment there that's happening, okay? Genesis 14 is an example of this, okay? Abraham encounters Melchizedek, the king of Sodom, all right? One represents covenant, the other represents corruption. You have to be able to discern that. This is huge, okay? Because many of us believe that all opportunity must be God. Opportunity is a sign that God is favoring me. Not always. In fact, that perspective could cost you quite a bit. Some opportunities feed your ego and they edge God completely out of your life. Some opportunities compromise your integrity. Some opportunities inflate your image. Some opportunities drain your peace and cost you what you actually value. Some opportunities distract you from your assignment. You call it good and God's not even in it. Matthew 6:24, no one can serve two masters. The biblical example is Jesus in the wilderness. Matthew 4, Satan tempted Jesus with power. So whatever he was tempted with, Satan does the same thing. So Satan tempted Jesus with power. He tempted him with visibility. He tempted him with influence and with kingdoms. Yeah. The temptation was not simply sin. The temptation was gaining influence outside of surrender. Woo! Listen to that. The temptation is to gain influence outside of surrender, outside of being submitted to God, outside of your obedience to God, outside of your loyalty to God. So sometimes the enemy does not attack us through destruction. Sometimes he attacks us through opportunities and through distraction. So, what opportunities feel spiritually heavy? Something's not right. What are you tolerating because it looks successful? See, I made it, really? Where are you chasing expansion instead of alignments? What are you making more important than God? Like, what is on the pedestal of your life, or what is it that you're actually orbiting around? Just because something increases your visibility, that does not mean it increases your obedience, and that does not mean that that is favor or a blessing, because the devil can promote people too. The devil can give resources to people too. We've got to have a higher standard than that, right? Expansion is absolutely going to require internal capacity that you're not currently operating from, okay? Genesis 15:1, do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield. Your reward shall be very great. Here's what God is saying. God himself had to become Abraham's security. Not money, not influence, not outcome. So sometimes anything that we've put our safety or security in, that's got to shake so that God can expose that it's not in him right now, so that we make sure to shift that. Because if identity is attached to success, success will destroy you. We've seen this quite a bit. If just getting what you wanted were enough, then why do people get what they think they're supposed to want and still take their lives? Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure, right? 1 Timothy 6:9. But those who are craving to get rich fall into temptation and a trap. So the devil doesn't mind if you get money. He'll even give it to you because he knows that you're falling into a trap and you're blind to it. So here's what happens. Money will magnify. Influence will magnify. Visibility will magnify. If there is insecurity, that insecurity becomes louder, and insecurity never acts well. If there's ego, the ego becomes louder. If there's fear, the fear becomes louder. Internal capacity then has to include these things, and it will include these things when you're letting God develop them in you. Emotional regulation. You're not easily moved by what you feel. You're not shaken by every mood that's shifting, by every follower that follows you or unfollows you. You're not moving by these things that can shift around you all the time. There's discernment. There's stewardship. There's boundaries, humility, integrity, consistency, and obedience under pressure, because it's easy to say that you're going to obey God when everything's going well. When everything is on the line and it actually costs you everything, that's different. So questions here, can I carry more without losing peace? Or would I absolutely destruct here? Can I remain obedient when I'm being misunderstood? Or do I need to go defend myself and go make sure that people understand me who are determined not to? You'll fail at that. Can I grow without striving? Or is everything got to be so hard because I actually have faith in my hustle, not my God? Can I maintain integrity when pressure rises? Or will I compromise? Will I give in? Will I take a shortcut? The goal is not to become successful. It's not. The goal is to become trustworthy. Now, what we have to know is that even when we start recognizing that we're in a battle, like it's almost like when you commit to an exploit with the Lord, you get ushered into warfare. You get ushered into a battle, right? That feels like you can't win it from the beginning, because apart from God, you can't. Here's what it says in Romans 5:3. Suffering produces perseverance, and perseverance, proven character, and proven character, hope. What produces that? Suffering. Suffering. This is why you can't imitate somebody else's oil. They suffered for that. So here's what the battle develops. The battle develops your endurance, your ability to endure much. It exposes any sort of weak foundation that you have in your life, like anything that you built on that's truly not steady, that will be exposed, okay? It will reveal idols that you have, whether these are known or unknown, whether these are like above the surface and they have your awareness and attention, or you didn't even know that you were making that an idol. Like the need to be liked by other people could be an idol. And you might not know that until you are completely destroyed when people don't actually like you. You don't know what to do because your whole identity is built around people liking you. Well, people are going to like you and not like you within the course of minutes sometimes, then that won't have anything to do with you. So that idol needs to fall, right? The battle is going to teach you discernment. It's going to help you see, to test things, test the spirits, to know what they're of, to really see hidden motives of people's hearts. God will reveal those things. Not for you to judge, not for you to criticize, but for you to move rightly and not in foolishness and not fall into a pit that you didn't see. He's going to make sure that you're not blindsided in that way, but you got to listen. The battle will also increase your dependence on God, because you know that apart from God, you are nothing. Apart from God, you can do no good thing. So you absolutely need God, and nothing is worth you losing that connection and that intimacy with him. Nothing. If it's going to cost you that, it's too expensive, you don't want it. Here's the example. Joseph, okay? Joseph went through a betrayal, was in prison, and had quite a bit of delay, right? David had all of these hidden seasons. There were so many hidden seasons where it didn't make sense. Like, how am I anointed yet I keep going through this? Or there's this kind of warfare, or these people are coming against me. Like, what in the world? Like, none of this makes sense. Like, I didn't choose this path. Why is it happening like this, right? He had hidden seasons, warfare, and persecution before kingship, because he wasn't supposed to be moved by rejection, or moved by the opinions of man, or moved by compromise, or moved by other things that move people, right? And then Nehemiah had a ton of opposition while rebuilding the wall. So here's the thing. Resistance is not always proof that you missed God. Sometimes it's evidence that you're tracking with him. Sometimes that resistance is confirmation that you finally stepped into meaningful territory and you've got the devil freaking out. And you're going to testify if you refuse to give up and faint. Okay? So here is what you can journal about with the Holy Spirit if any of this is resonating with you. What is this season exposing for you? What needs strengthening? What partnerships, what access needs reevaluation? And what internal habits can no longer go with you? Sometimes your biggest breakthrough is to stop tolerating what you were never supposed to in the first place. That'll be a breakthrough for you, and that can change everything. Okay? So I want to encourage you, if you want to go deeper in some of these themes or topics, to join us for the Raise Your Standards Masterclass, or go catch the replay inside Courage Co. Also, make sure that you register for this upcoming bonus training on May 21st, okay, and how you can metabolize pain and transform that into purpose. These are going to be really powerful sessions. I also, for some of you that have been asking, I've been meeting with several of you recently for clarity calls, which are 30 minutes, and breakthrough coaching sessions, which are an hour. I do offer those if you need clarity or breakthrough fast, okay? So you can find those. Just reach out either on my website, or if you follow me on any of the social medias, all of the links are there, and you'll see it. So just click on the link in my bio and you'll see access to that. But I also do have a few spots available on my calendar for private coaching clients. So if you do want to coach together, you can email info@julianapage.com coaching, and we'll be sure to send you all the information about that and see if you're a great fit to be coaching together. So just wanted to let you know that. I know that many people, since we released full capacity in March, have graduated into their next level, and now the real tests and trials of many kinds come, and you just need a different level of clarity, support, breakthrough, intercession, wisdom, strength, skill development, mastery. So anyway, coaching is a beautiful, beautiful gift to give yourself to make sure that you are supported when you need it most. And so I just wanted to offer that to those of you that it's a fit for. Absolutely, if it's not a fit, do not email. You'll know if this is an answer to prayer and if this is a fit for you. And if it's not, I bless you in what your next steps are. Okay? All right, y'all. I hope this message blessed you. And until next time, stay blessed. If today's episode encouraged your spirit, share it and leave a review so that other faith walkers can find their way home. And if you're ready for mentorship, activation, and community, join us inside Courage Co. It's just $20 a month to walk with us. You can access it at www.courageco.org.